Hi, this is a video to show you how to make a hobo knife. What this is a piece of flint which has been struck off of a blade core and then wedged inside of a shaft. This shaft is made out of hazel, and then I've used tendon to strap it in. The origins of this knife are about 11,000 years old, and from what I understand, it first appeared in North Dakota and was used by the Sioux Indians. So let's explore how to make this. We're going to make the blade for the hobo knife off of a piece of flint in the style of a blade core. So we're going to have a flat top and we're going to cast the blade down this flat face here. This isn't the blade that I was after. Although it's a tool in itself, it's a little bit too thin for what we want. Let's bring the back of the top of the core back a little bit. That will help us cast off a blade which is much thicker. Okay, that's a lovely long blade, and we could possibly get our hobo knife from this section here. All of this bit we can lose. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use the flint as an anvil. Find a fairly straight section on it, like this piece here, and trim away what we don't want. And turn it round, and we'll take the bulb and percussion area away too. That's good. And then we'll just use an abrasive pebble take off the sharp edge at the back. So what we have now is we have a nice razored edge here. As you can see, that's really sharp. So now this needs clamping effectively into a piece of wood. So with the hobo knife that we've got, what we're going to do is we're going to place it on top of the piece of wood and drive that in using a rocking motion to cause that to open up. That's great. Let's come down through the middle there a treat, and we'll just open that up like so. Now, taking our blade, what we'll do is we'll just offer that in. I would suggest that's going to end up about 2 inches down from the top. So if we really wanted to make this an effective hobo knife, what we ought to do is we ought to slim down these sides so that when we actually use the axe, we're not always arriving at the piece of wood and stopping at a hard stop. So we'll take that back out of there. Put these components together. We've got our flint flake, we've worked our piece of wood, and we've got a piece of cordage made out of deer tendon. I've only got about 3/4 of a metre of cordage. But the thing that I like about this particular style of knife, or axe if you like, you know, whatever you decide to call it, is that it's such an effective binding that you can get away without any glue. And also the other thing that happens, part of the mechanics that we're going to apply here, is the cordage itself is going to go round the back of the piece of flint over the joint. So if that piece of flint does go back at all, what will then happen is that will catch that, and that will stop that travelling right through. Let's go around that top twice. You can pull that binding in as tight as you like on that top. So it's a nice tight, no glue clamp. Got a bit of tension off there, so we'll just pull that through again. Come on, that's it. Get them to cross over on the back of that joint. Just a couple of little half hitches through there. Once. Round again twice. And tuck whatever's left over just back inside there. And what we have now is we have a well bound piece of flint, which obviously we can use in the benefit of its chopping action. And it works super effectively. So there we are, a hobo knife, origins of 11,000 years from North America. Something a bit different, but is nice and effective.